What's up? We're back here at GoldenTV.net, and Maru right now is ahead 3-2.
It's crazy. It's the world is crazy. Upside down right now.
Yeah. You all right, buddy?
We both had a little bit of a cough today. Sneeze. But yeah, it's wild, man. But Maru's playing very well.
Yeah.
Rain seems to be faltering a little bit. I think he may be becoming unhinged. That seems to be what happens.
There's a certain factor with Maru where a lot of these pro gamers expect to beat him and feel like they're better than him because he's younger and historically he's had some lackluster games. But this season he's playing just phenomenally. Yeah. And right now, Rain is not allowed to lose any more games at all. It's done. So, Maru still has some room to cheese if he wants. He could play a standard game. At this point in time, I'm thinking, why would you not just play a standard game with how this is going so far,
Well, I think you're right. Whirlwind, play the standard game here. If it goes that last final game, do some sort of crazy cheese perhaps. Maybe some sort of SCV pull tactic. I don't know, though. We'll see from Maru because he does a really good job of planning overall. He brings good, valid strategies that seem to work against his opponents. So Maru knows best, I guess.
Well, Maru is so close. He is so close to winning this. Rain, I don't think he's going to change his play style.
No, I don't think so either. I think he's going to keep on keeping on exactly how he plays. But he's got to be afraid. Now that he saw how greedy Maru was in that last game, that's the type of play I think that really kills Rain.
Maru has only played, I think, one standard game, and that was game number 1. But everything else is kind of a variation.
Yeah.
Whether it's a quick drop or a super greedy build or an all-in. But here, I think a standard game should.
I think it should be standard, but greedy standard. Like you should do something pretty greedy, like we saw in Newkirk, maybe.
Something like that. Yeah. We'll see. Probably will not be any proxies here. This map is just not great for that. No. You pull SCVs, it takes forever for them to get to the other guy's base. So we'll see. We are now in the game, and we're ready to get this going. So as soon as OnGameNet's ready, we will start this. You think Maru's going to win now?
It's getting there. I'd say if he wins the next game for sure, he's got it.
That last game was a big surprise for me.
Well,
and the game before that, too, I was like, wow.
Like, Rain can still win, but when you have to 2-0 and your opponent is kind of getting under your skin like this and realizing that you're always going to react the same ways as he expects, it gets a lot harder.
All right, guys, get out there. Start tweeting, posting on Facebook about the matches we have here today. A lot of people don't know that we're covering this here at GoldenTV.net. So spread the word. Again, our map is going to be Whirlwind. Excuse me, we both got like a little bit of a cough today. I don't know what this is. The map is going to be Whirlwind. Excuse me. And it's going to be a pretty sick match. But is Maru going to end this? Now, think about this. Rain won the first 2. Now Maru's on a roll. 3 games in a row.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That's crazy.
That's very scary right now if you're Rain.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, tell your friends to tune in here. We're in Seoul, Korea, the mecca of esports, watching the 2 very best in the whole world compete to become number 1 at the best game ever made, StarCraft 2, and the best esports country in the world, the best esports city out there, Seoul, the best esports show here at GoldenTV.net.
All the best.
All the best. No narcissism here. So, in the bottom left, we have our Terran player, 3 wins in a row. Can he make it 4? He is.
Master Maru Prime.
Everything is quickly falling apart. Can he turn it around? His ID is
Grandmaster SK Telecom T1 Ray.
You know, when we do these zoom out shots, you really realize there is nothing outside of the map. There's basically like absolutely like abyss, nothing.
Well,
look at that.
There's something down there. I mean, there's air. There's probably, I don't know. Actually, on my screen, it's completely black. So
yeah.
Oh well. Tastes, now here's a question for you because you know, flanking is one of the most powerful tactics in all of StarCraft, right?
Yeah.
So what if Rain's plan here is to flank,
Flank Maru.
to basically sandwich Maru's 3 wins with 2 wins at the front and 2 wins at the back.
Oh, wow. It's like, it's kind of like one of those Wendy's triple-decker sandwiches with 3 losses are in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if a bun counts as 2 wins. Yeah,
both pieces of the bun are 2 wins. Or maybe the bottom bun is 2 wins, then the top bun and then the lettuce is 1 win each.
Yeah.
Even though the top bun is a little bit thicker and more fancy than the bottom bun, so that doesn't really make sense. But
the tomato would clearly be the cheese game. No, the cheese would be the cheese game. I think we've gone too far.
Yeah, that was too far.
We either have to keep going with this or we have to stop right now.
What do we do, Tasteless?
I think we stop
We're
right now.
all in.
I just take my headset off.
Like the tomatoes.
I take my headset off and run out of here as fast as I can.
You trip on the way.
Tasteless had a great casting career until he made that stupid hamburger joke. They're trying to connect it to losses, and that was the last I ever saw of him.
So poor Rain here. This is let's take a look at what's going on. Right, he's opening very safely, scouted cross map, which is okay to do, but then he chose the wrong direction to go after that. So thus he doesn't get to see that it's command center first into 2 racks is for Maru.
So he is so in the dark right now.
Yeah, like
so incredibly in the dark. And you know what? I think actually that alone can actually be such a huge benefit.
I think Maru's going to go.
I think Maru might actually win this.
I think he's going to go for the 3rd command center again as well, just like we saw before.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not going to be any way for Rain to scout it quickly, because even though he's getting the mothership core, you have to bring it way down around the other side. You normally can't go through the natural and actually get any real scouting done. So, yeah, it really, I think that's exactly what's going to happen here, Tasteless, this is exactly coming into today. We were saying at the beginning, if Maru wants to win this, it's going to be greedy plays, and this is one of the best that you can really come up with.
Yeah. Well, it's super smart, because if you're doing anything that's the opposite, with the exception, again, we did see that one cheese game, but generally speaking, Rain's pretty safe from any mid-game timing attack or early game.
Yeah, he just wears a biohazard suit while he plays.
Yeah, man. He plays with those rubber gloves on.
And it's hard to play with rubber gloves on, as we know.
Have you tried to play StarCraft with gloves on?
No.
I tried that, actually, for real.
Why?
I don't know, man. I don't know what this says about me, but I did. I had it was like winter time, and I'm like, how hard would it be to play with gloves on?
Pretty hard, right?
I'm gonna make my own gloved StarCraft league.
The gloved StarCraft league?
Gloved StarCraft league, yeah.
On hard mode, you use boxing gloves?
I was about to say that, yeah, boxing gloves. You're like trying to play with oven mittens on. You're like, God damn it. You're like medevac flying and everything. If you can get that far.
Yeah. Well, Tasteless. Maru.
On the hardest mode, you got to play with Muppets for hands. Like, what were you saying?
Never mind. It was game related.
Kermit the Frog and Fozzie Bear over here trying to micro and macro.
Yeah. Man.
So we're going to have a little bit of downtime here, guys, while we try to, we just have to wait because they're basically building up their armies. We do have a Twilight Council. There's something to talk about.
He could be going for like a DT drop. That's definitely a possibility. Because when you get let's see. Yeah, his gases are too quick for this to be just a normal. Well, no, you know what this actually could be is like a really fast. No, that doesn't quite work either. I'm going through all the builds in my head here. I'm like, well, it could be just Blink that he's getting. The placement of that Twilight makes me think it's kind of a little bit like he wants to get aggressive with it. But there's a Forge. He could be going for a quick Storm Drop or something. That's always pretty good against Command Center.
Actually, a quick Storm Drop could be really good on this map.
Yeah, there it is. It's actually the Dark Shrine. All right. The Dark Spire, as some call it.
Who calls it that?
I don't know. Some guy in my chat.
The Dark Spire? Guy in the chat, man.
Yeah, guy in the chat. It was pretty funny.
There's always that guy in the chat.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is the DT drop coming. The thing is, he may get lucky, and this may actually just catch him.
I'm really surprised Rain's doing this build. Because there is a certain amount of risk involved here.
Yeah, there is a little bit.
If he had won like all 3 games and this was the 4th game, he'd be like, well, I can end it with this because it's going to be tough to stop. But even though it's a risk, there's some room for that. Occasionally that we see this in a lot of StarCraft tournaments, like MVP, when everything was on the line, he did the double proxy raxed
Squirtle.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Tasteless? This is like very interesting. The DT drop, it needs to do a decent amount of damage. It doesn't have to like kill Maru, but Maru already has a turret at his natural, which already makes the DT drop a little bit less good of a move.
Yeah.
So he's trying to.
Did he? Okay, yeah.
I think
Did he get the observer there?
No, I don't think he did.
Oh no, he did not. It's out there. Yep, there's the observers.
So the thing is, Maru, he's scanned and everything. He doesn't actually think this is coming. So yet he really has no idea at the moment.
He's waiting for that pylon to finish, and now he can make some DTs.
You know, this definitely could work out because, yeah, he has one command center there. The other ones don't have scans right this moment. If he just splits up like a couple DTs in the main base, gets some decent damage in, then he can catch up.
Now, again, if he loses these DTs and doesn't do any damage, and Warp Prism shot down,
that's pretty bad.
He's in really bad shape. Yeah. All right, it looks like this could be actually great timing here because Maru, it looked like he's still leaving his base right now.
And quick pull, very nice and quick pull. And look at this building placement.
I was about to remark on that.
Yeah.
I love that. The turret there, and you can actually put a depot around that too.
And very well done. Nice scan does go off. Oh, he wants to pull it out, but... Well... Not the most damage, but he killed 7, and he made him use some scans. He made him lose a lot of mining time. I would say, yeah, it was okay. I would say that was fine. And
I like how Maru, by the way, is expanding closer to his opponent.
Well, I guess
that way he can defend that and attack him.
His intentions are being shown. That's for sure. Rain, though, through this all, he made quite a few immortals. He wasn't really getting supply block, really keeping up his macro. He's got his third base set up. He's got a good probe count. As long as he really stops his first attack, doesn't take any damage.
Does he see it? Really nicely done. Beautiful. And now the DT is going to come up here and try to hit this expansion.
By the way, just a really quick aside, he got the +1 attack first because that helps with DT drops so that you can one-shot SCVs at +1.
Here nice force fields, though. Perhaps I actually spoke too soon. The Zealots disappear, and all of a sudden to see Immortals. This is way more damage than I actually expected to see given off here. And now I can get the Mothership Core. Whoa.
That's what we actually call too much damage. He can't have lost that much. He lost all of his sentries. He lost his Mothership Core.
He lost 2 Immortals.
That's actually too much. This is, I
think this is kind of like a bop, Artosis.
A little bit.
It was a bop. He was actually moving out.
You know what?
And he just bopped him. I can't believe this.
This is what can Rain even do from here? This much damage. He's lost his third base. Maru has played so greedily and so well.
All right, it looks like Maru now is spilling up into the expansion. Right now, Rain hanging on with every fiber of his being. He does not want to be eliminated yet. He wants to be a 2-time OSL champion. But it looks like our potential Royal Rotor is just too strong.
It certainly looks that way, Tasteless. These Immortals trying to do their best, but with no sentries, he has nothing. He has no splash damage. This is over, and we are going to have a new champion.
That is it, and the 4th Immortal goes down. The Nexus cannon is worn off. We see many little yellow dots slowly moving up on the map to meet up with this army in, I think, one of the biggest upsets. Along with him beating Innovation, we've cast it in a long time.
Yeah.
Wow. Rain cannot make a single mistake, but even then it might be too late.
It's too late. And
GG. Maru is your WCS Korea Season 2 champion. Unbelievable. Another legend is born today. Wow. Nobody expected him to get this far. I don't even know if he expected to get this far. He played brilliantly. He prepared. You can see his family there, so happy, as he is now crowned the greatest player currently in the world.
And you know what, Tasteless? On top of that, he is a Royal Rotor.
Yep.
And he is the youngest OSL champion of all time, beating out Flash himself.
Unbelievable. History has been made today as another chapter ends here in esports history, concluding that Maru I believe, the youngest person in this entire tournament, right?
Well, Life was in the tournament.
Excuse me.
and
The second youngest player in the tournament.
I'm actually not sure who's older.
Don't pull for my hypertosis.
Sorry.
Maru is the champion. And we should be eventually going to an interview here.
Yeah.
Giving him the prime flag. Unbelievable. He played so well and prepared so well.
He really did. And look, he got some really crucial wins. For instance, that double racks play that really helped him to stay in it. And, you know, the greed was it was so smart. It was so well placed. And that's how you beat an ultra defensive Protoss like that.
Maru here proving that beating Innovation was in fact no mistake at all. Doing it again here to the previous champion here for the Star League, Reign. Crushing him. And again, I think one of the biggest upsets we've ever had in the finals. Not even like 4-3, just 4-2.
Yeah. It was a pretty big upset.
An emotional moment for everybody here who's been close to Maru.
No. You know, Reign must be feeling pretty bad right now. It's a rough way to lose. You start out 2-0, you feel pretty good, man. You know, when he was 2-0, he was probably like, oh, I'm winning OSL. This is so sick.
Prime is an underdog team too,
That's
compared
true.
to some of these other guys.
Oh yeah, compared to SKT1.
SKT1, the most legendary old school team where you're coached by Slayer's boxer.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Damn. I believe that's his mother.
Yeah.
I think that's a safe bet. Yeah, a very big moment here. For Maru's for the whole family, you know. You can see she's just brought to tears. It's so touching.
Yeah. She has a kid that is a champion.
Yeah. And I believe now, with Maru back on stage, he is going to be interviewed here. And we're going to get his thoughts and feelings now that he has made history.
He has. He has a bunch of records now, so congrats to him for that.
Yeah. That, I assume, is Maru's sister or niece. So cute.
Will she one day break Maru's record as the youngest OSL champion?
These are the questions we must ask ourselves, Joseph. Too much hype? I think not.
That's funny.
So, wow, incredible games here from Maru. You know, he played very well, and it looks like now we are actually ready for that interview, and we'll get that. We'll let you know what he's thinking.
Some days I feel like I'm fucking
4대1로 이기게 돼서 기분 되게 좋아요.
솔직히 2대0을 뒤졌을 때는 첫 번째 경기는 힘 줬는데도 안 되고 두 번째 경기는 나름 전략적인 승부 본인 스타일로 안 되어서 이거 오늘 4대빵 아니냐. 솔직히 중계 분위기도 그랬었거든요. 전체적으로 그때 진짜 이거 힘들겠구나. 또 뭔 저주로 거기서 다시 그 멘탈을 극복하게 된 거예요?
He says
일단은 세 번째 판에
the first
올인이
thing
잘
the
통해서 긴장이
When his first and second games weren't going so well.
okay, sorry, my headset's a
안
little
풀릴
off.
때는 11-10입니까?
네.
네, 마이크, 네. 앞에 진짜 이제 감사해야 될 분들. 네, 정말 많으시죠? 한 분 한 분 빼놓지 마시고 나중에 아쉬울지 모르니까. 어머님 뭡니까? 아들 덕에 KTX 처음 타봤다. 지금 어머님의 KTX 처음 타보신 거예요? 네.
His mother and father actually rode the KTX for the first time to see him here in the finals. And his mom seems really happy right now.
네.
KTX is the train out here, by the way.
다들 즐거워하시는데 어머님 포함해서 감사하는 분들 많으시죠. 우리 박아식 감독도 계시고 많은데 한 말씀 하셔야 될 것 같아요. 감사한 분.
일단은
Is there something you'd like to say to your
여기
mother?
오신 분들께 다 감사하다고 하고 싶고 가족한테도 감사하고 팀원 형들이랑
I'm very happy
감독님한테도
that my mom
감사하다고
came to watch and support me.
최연소 로얄 로더입니다. 16살. 야, 이거 본인이 저는 솔직히 무슨 16살에 스타리그 우승이야? 16살에 무슨 2만 불 상금이야? 이런 생각이
It's
드는데
amazing that you're only 16 years old and you came this far.
누구도 못 깰 것 같아요. 어떠세요?
How do you feel?
되게 값진 그걸 따낸 것 같아서 되게 기분 좋아요.
네. 이제
My
조성
feelings are
선수
very good.
이제 데뷔한 지 오래됐잖아요. 수영 초등학교 6학년부터 시작을 했는데 공직전 아니죠. 그 엘리트 스쿨 리그 때부터 시작했는데 이제 중년 아니 중년은 아니구나. 소년 나이는 소년인데 짬밥은 꽤 먹었어요. 짬밥은 중고참이에요. 아주 젊으니까 어리니까.
You started during your elementary school.
앞으로 이제 한 5년 6년.
And it's amazing that you've gotten to this level.
앞으로 어떤 모습
Even
팬들께
though he's at such a young age.
지금 프라임 팀 형들이 그리고 뭐 동료들이 경기 끝나기 전에 어떤 자세로 응원했는 줄 알아요? 어떤 자세로 어떤 자세로 응원했을 것 예상해 본다면 손. 예상 틀릴 수도 있죠. 오, 네. 평소에도 이렇게 두 손 모아서 응원합니까?
아니요.
그렇게 진짜 두 손 모아서 꼭 자꾸 우승을 기원했는데 실제로 우승을 했어요. 이제 앞으로 더 좋은 모습 보여야 될 것 같습니다. 어떤 모습 팬들께 보여드리고 싶습니다.
더 열심히 준비하고 연습 많이 해서 더 좋은 성적 낼 수 있도록 노력해야 될 것 같아요.
In the future, I promise I'm going to practice really hard and show great matches.
옥션 오르케스트라 리그 우승한 다음에
And I'll make sure that I'll do my very best in the future.
뭐 후원이라든가 이렇게 해서 팀 재창단에 어떤 그런 기회가 됐으면 좋겠다. 프라임 팀 어떤 팀인지 이제 옥션이 선택한 조성주가 있는 팀이기도 하거든요. 자, 프라임 팀 끝으로 자랑 한 말씀. 우리 프라임 팀은 이런 매력이 있습니다. 저희를 믿고 저에게 한번 들려주십시오. 한 말씀 해주신다면.
잘하는 선수도 많고 재능 있는 선수도 많으니까 꼭 해주셨으면 좋겠어요.
네, 알겠습니다.
He asked if he had one word for his teammates.
어이구, 저 큰 키에.
Says that his team is supports him very much and is a big part of his life.
저 근육에, 저 키에. 네. 네, 우리 막내가 우승하니 더욱더 기쁜 것 같습니다. 자, 그리고 이렇게 멋진 승자가 있으면 아쉽게 이런 멋진 승자를 만들어준 또 다른 멋진 사나이가 있겠죠. 정윤주 선수와 말씀 나눠보겠습니다. 아이고, 네, 아쉽습니다.
And now we're going to Rain.
우선 굉장히 많이 오셔가지고 저도 좀 기뻤는데 일단 많이 오셔서 감사드리고 항상 제가 못할 때나 잘할 때나
I'm so thankful for all the fans that came down here to watch today. Yeah, hold tight, guys. I think we got time stopped. All right.
He's just he's kind of in shock that
This
he
is
lost.
when the screen changes and Nesty's face appears there angrily for a second before flying down and causing another rematch. Because this is a piggyback broadcast, the technical problems like this can occur, so we should be able to hopefully get that back up. We don't know for sure. But unbelievable games nonetheless.
Really good finals, actually. I quite enjoyed it. It's always nice to see an upset like that when you don't expect it.
It was incredible, man. He played and prepared so well. And, to lose the first two games, even on the commercial break, we were both like, yeah, he's pretty dead. All right, back to the interview.
넘어가도록 하겠습니다. 자, 시상식은 준우승 그리고 우승에 대한 시상을 거행하도록 하겠습니다.
All right, it's over.
준우승 시상해 주실 분을 이 자리에 모시겠습니다.
No one will ever know what his thoughts were.
자, 블리드드 엔터테인먼트
Except for
코리아의
anyone
배경진
there.
대표님을 모시겠습니다.
No one will ever know. All right, now we're going to give away money.
네. 바쁘시네요. 지난주는 프로리그
Very important part.
Very important. Money's pretty cool.
It is.
Artosis.
최고의 선수 결정되는 단 하나의 리그 WCS 코리아
Yet another new
시즌2 옥션
Terran champion,
오케스트라 리그
Baseless.
영광의 준우승
Look at that giant check over there.
축하해주시기 바랍니다.
Imagine bringing that thing to the bank, and they're like, that's actually not the real check. That's a giant piece of cardboard. You can't. What is that, Happy Gilmore or whatever? Like, we don't have any more checks here, so give me one of those big ones over there.
그리고 시즌 파이널.
All right, so here is our runner-up.
시즌
Rain, hoping to get the second, become the second-time champion here.
다음 시즌을 통해서
Unfortunately, got second place, but an impressive showing nonetheless. You can see the all-star team that he's got down here with. Really impressive. Partying, fantasy, all these guys, so strong, but he was not able to beat, dare I say, a ragtag team Prime, an underdog team.
So true.
That's not been around as long, and I think by unanimously regarded as not having the caliber of players. Maru managed to overcome that.
Yeah, they don't have the caliber of players overall, and the bankroll is not as big as well. SKT1 is one of the most heavily supported teams in the whole world. If not the
I believe that is actually the most heavily supported team in the whole world. They got
at least
wicked
pretty sure in
budget.
Korea at least.
영광의 우승.
No, I think you're right. Actually, I think in the whole world, actually.
16세
Could be EG, though. I'm not really completely sure on
마루
that.
프라임.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. All right. Here is the champion.
축하합니다.
Winning that esports money, Artosis. All right. It would have been cool if when that smoke came up, then Maru disappeared behind it.
자, 잠시 편집국장님과 함께
All right.
Maru's little sister looks a lot like him, by the way.
우승자 배지가 있군요.
Yeah. All right, now he's going to get
트로피 상금
at least a
2만 불.
pin, right?
그리고 스타리그
On the
우승했을
inside of his
때는
popped collar. I don't think that's where he's going to have that.
He can only sit on the right hand side of the stage where he can't get a shot at it.
통해서 또다시 좋은 모습을 펼쳐주기를 기원하도록 하겠습니다.
20 grand, man.
다시 한번
a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. How's he gonna spend that esports money?
Oh, I don't know.
마루 프라임 초.
He's going to go to, here's what he's going to do. He's going to go to the casino, all right? And he's going to ask Artosis to predict which color it's going to land on in roulette. And then he's going to bet on the other one. He's going to have 40 grand, man.
Well, unfortunately for him, he's too young to go to the casino and also being a Korean citizen.
That's fine. I go,
The
I'm
Korean
old enough.
passport,
He'll
you
give me
can't
the
bet.
money or I'll give it back. You can trust me.
Oh, yeah. You just lose it all anyways.
Yeah. I'm like, well, I'm going to be casting somewhere else now.
Yeah.
Wow, what an amazing series today. And what incredible results. I mean, it really goes to show you that you can overcome, like, all odds.
Yeah.
You know, just despite how good this team is, despite how strong of an opponent Rain was being a champion from last season.
Really
He
well
did
done.
it.
Very well done
Incredible.
by Maru. Really great planning throughout this tournament. A huge surprise, a huge upset for him to go ahead and win, but congratulations to him.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, audience here that came down today to watch. It was a real treat to cast this tournament. We'll be doing Code S next, so don't miss that. Great work as always, Artosis. Thank you guys again. We love you. Good night.